Choke, no joke. Chiggy choke, no joke. Choke, no joke. Chiggy choke, no joke. You know what it is. Yo, we back. The Megan Thee Stallion Tory Lanez trial has begun again. Today it resumed. Today, the witness that saw the incident on the street that we was on last night, me and Milagro was talking about. Well, here is the update. So let me give y'all the copyright disclaimer under 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news report, teaching scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by the copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing nonprofit, educational, or personal use. Tips the balance in favor of fair use. The girl Milagro is back with the update. Let's get into it, and I got the commentary afterwards. Let's let her give you the tea. Now, this ain't as the TRUTH. The truth from the courtroom. Let's go, Milagro.
But I want to put some context around that. When I say this morning was a fucking fool, bitch, it was a fucking fool. A fucking fool. So let's break it down so I can tell you why in the fuck they seem looking good. We'll get into it. Who it don't look good for, it still looks good for Tory. I don't know why the fuck y'all can't understand that if anybody deviates from what Megan claimed, that's the problem. Yeah. What are we here to prove? That he shot her. People get so emotional and want to get tied in. Oop, oop, oop. What are the facts? The facts are Megan said he did this way. Yep. That is not what we're finding out. And that is at the core of the situation. So I'm going to need you to remain focused. And I'm going to need you to understand what's going on. This is a court of law. This is not Clue. This is not you watching ID channel. This is not forensic file. Bitch, we're in court and they have to prove things. So hold on to that. Now we come in, day 7, it's 10:50 a.m. They had to replace a juror. There was talk about the juror who got to go to the doctor Wednesday and Thursday. So I'm guessing, not sure, that they went ahead and replaced them now so that this wouldn't even be a problem. So they bring in a white woman, okay? A stipulation is something in court that is a fact. So when somebody presents a stipulation, if the other party agrees, then you have to admit that as a fact, okay? Hold on. So, the stipulation brought up today was the fact that the 9mm weapon was unregistered, okay? And then the people have rested unless they can find, Justin or anybody else, and we move on to the defense. So George, who is Tory's lawyer, they call forward Sean Kelly. Sean Kelly is not American. Do I think that's important? I do, because I think that changes the way that he views us as people in this country and the way he's going to view situations and violence and everything, because shit is different culturally. You cannot hear me? Y'all can hear me? Please hurry up, Rich, because I need to at least get a piece of chicken or something. You can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So, fix your fucking phone and stop interrupting me. So, they said, you remember July 2020? And he said, yeah. They said, you live near Nichols Canyon Road, right? He said, yeah. And he said, what happened that day? He said, I was asleep, and at the back of my house, there's a driveway and a garage. He said, and it's often used by people because the reception right there is good. So, people usually come over there and use the phone, basically. He said, I get bothered a lot. He said, I heard shouting, so I opened the balcony windows to ask them to leave. That's what he said. Mm-hmm. Now, I can pull this up later for you guys because this address was listed in all the write-ups and all of that shit and show you where those windows are. But he had an amazing vantage point, is what I would say, based on the location of the windows. He said that his son, who sleeps on the same floor as him, was awoken as well. And they're on the same floor, basically. So they show him a photo of his home, and they said, what do you see? He said, I see my driveway, the car, the house, and I see my balcony. And he pointed to his bedroom, and then he pointed to the 2 windows facing the street and like where the sun was and all of that, what the son's room was. And he said, then in the balcony right there that I came out on. And so I noted that was a great view, in my opinion. They said, could you tell us if you saw a vehicle when you were woken? And he said, yeah. And they said, could you indicate what a vehicle was? He said, yes. So they show him a photo, and he literally draws a square that would represent the car. And the way that I can describe it to you is that the car was headed west, so going this way, and it was up on the curb. You know how you kind of pull up on the curb so you're not in the street? You got to remember these are narrow streets and stuff. So he described the car as being up on the curb pretty much. Okay. They said, when you heard the noises and the arguing, then what happened? He said, I looked through the windows, and there were two girls. He said, I saw two girls arguing. And he said they were standing next to the car, on the right side of the car. So this would be the passenger side of the car, and that the doors were open. If we pause right here, is that what Megan or Kelsey said happened? And that is where your fucking problem lies. Megan said that boy, as soon as she got out the car, Kelsey said when she got out the car, no sooner than she got out the car, she heard gunshots. They both fucking lied. Because at the end of the day, this independent witness who is from the UK says that, listen, I looked, I heard arguing, I go, look out the window, can y'all leave? And I, kind of look a little bit more. And they fighting. So when did that happen? Miss Bump. I bumped a bitch. Okay? And so, when you heard the noise, then what happened? So I looked through the windows, and there was two girls. I saw them arguing, standing next to the car on the right side of the car. The doors were open. He said, I opened my doors, and I stepped onto the balcony, and they started fighting. Yes. Pulling hair.
Hitting each other. Quite violent.
Quite violent is what he said. He said, I only saw two girls, and then I saw a tall guy get out of the driver's side.
One big, one small.
Yeah, he said he was in all black, and he was black, okay? And he was a larger gentleman. So if we pause right there, pulling hair and hitting and shit. So all of this conversation about Tori whooping her ass and pulling on her neck, and that's why your chain broke, and that's why you got these scars, and that's why you got a patch in your head and your nails broke. They trying to put that on Tori. But this witness saw you and Megan fighting, okay? Kelsey is 4'11", Megan is 5'10".
For a while, he said
Yeah, for a while.
And he said they'll find for a while. MilagroGrams@gmail.com if you want to do Zelle. So, he said my son came out, and I talked to my son. He said the next thing I saw was the driver intervene, and they were all fighting for a while. He said I told my son, get in my bed. He said they kept fighting. He said they separated, and that Megan got into, he's describing Megan, so I'm going to say their names as per who I think he was talking about. He said she got into the passenger side of the car, and they were still fighting. They said she just kept kicking. Yeah, so I'm imagining her just kicking Kelsey. He said all I was seeing was her legs kicking her. And they said, for how long? He said, I don't know, several minutes. He said, I was still on the balcony. He said, and nothing was in my way. Like I could see them. He said, I could see them from the top. I wasn't looking directly at them out of eye, but I could see them, basically. They said, did one female leave? He said, no. He said, I saw one girl go to the car, and then I saw what I thought was fireworks. But now I know that it was a muzzle flash. So that's what he said. He saw a muzzle flash. They said at the same time, he said Tori got out and was yelling. He said he got out and as they yelled, and then all four of them was right there. And he kept saying this was happening so fast. It was happening so fast. So he said he got out of the passenger side of the car. It's the side he said Tori got up. He said, then I saw flashes. I saw gunfire. He said that he had spoken to police about 3 times, and the first time was that day. He said it was a lot of cops that he spoke to, and he spoke to a sergeant, the DA, and the investigator, and then a prosecutor's investigator. They said, you saw the muzzle flash? He said, yes. And then they said, where? He said, I saw the muzzle flash closer to the girls. They said, is that the same lady that you saw fighting the one who the flash went off by? Yeah. They said, and she was just kicking. He said, I heard the gun go off, and they were still fighting. He said, eventually, the girl, and this is what they said, he said the girl that got beat up crawled and went across the street. So if everybody that think that Kelsey got beat the fuck up, baby, that is not what the man from London said. He said that baby girl, big ass, she didn't got beat the fuck up. So they said, did you hear dance bitch? He said no, he did not hear that. They said you were interviewed about who had the gun, and you were asked, how many people had it. He said 2 people had the gun. That's what he said. He said, who had it initially? He said the girl. I only saw flashes from the girl, but they was all fighting.
Who was fighting with the other girl.
Okay. And then, and I'm going to put the camera on this young lady right here so she can tell y'all, when I get through, she can give y'all her perspective. After the flash, they said Tori was shouting, and everybody was fighting. They was just making a lot of noise. They said, did you see the gentleman run to her? And he said, no, he ain't run. He got out the car. And so, that he kind of walked over there. He wasn't running anything like that. So there was a couple of objections, and they felt like the defense was leading him. So he had to rephrase his questions. They said, did you say that the person who the muzzle flash went off by was the one with the gun? And they showed him his statement, and he said, yes, that's what I said. They said, who did you describe the shooter to be when you spoke with everybody? He said, one of the girls. They said, did you see the shorter guy do anything with the girl who was shot? And then, did you get an answer to that question? Because they moved on. Because it was a whole bunch. When I tell you the prosecution was like, objection.
They end up asking him, did you see the shorter guy try to take the gun away after the female?
Then I do have it
and
right.
He said yes.
Perfect. So when they said, did you see him do anything with the girl who got shot? There was an objection. And so he rephrased the question. He said, didn't you say that the shorter guy tried to take the gun from the girl? He said, yes. They said, then the flashes came from him. Mm-hmm. So I want to remind you guys of how it sounded when they played those gunshots. It went like this. Pop, 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 pause, pop, pop. From day one, when we heard that shit, I said, you know what, that sounds like a struggle. Yeah. And now it's starting to align with the fact that somebody fired that weapon and maybe there was something, a pause, and it went off 2 more times. Okay? That is my speculation, obviously. They said then the flashes came from him. He said they were all fighting, so I assumed that it was him who fired the gun. So they read the statement. And he said, sir, did you say that after the female did the shooting that the guy tried to take the gun? This man said, it's my turn to talk, okay? And he said, child, let me tell it. He didn't got aggravated, child. And so they said, look, who started the shooting? He said, the girl. Plain as day, the girl. They said, did you realize that it wasn't a firearm? Is that what you have? Did you realize that it wasn't a firearm?
No, I know. He said I was thinking and hoped that they were playing with fireworks.
Right. And then did you realize that it was a firearm? He said, yes. He said, do you agree that you called 911? He said, yeah. He said, did you say that there was a gun in the 911 call? He said, I don't know. He said, after talking to everyone, did you say that Kelsey shot every time? And what that means is every time you spoke to anybody, were you telling them that Kelsey is the one who shot? Yes, was the answer to this question. Yes, that's what I said. He said, I saw her, and then everyone was fighting, and the men were breaking up the fight. He said the bigger guy violently separated them. Yeah. They said, didn't you say that the short guy didn't get out until after the initial shots? He said, yeah. So did you see the shorter guy with the gun? He said, yeah, well, I didn't see a gun. He said, I did not see a gun. So they said after shots were fired, he got out and he was fighting both of the girls. That's what he said. They said, on the date of the incident, did you go downstairs when the police came? He said, yeah. He said, I spoke to the police about 15 to 20 minutes after the incident, and they kept asking him, were you being truthful? He said, yeah. He said, you said the 2 women were fighting and the man separated them, right? He said, yes. So they go to the bench to talk. They come back. They said, when you spoke to officers, you were being honest, right? He said, yeah. And he said, I saw the girls fighting and I saw the girl with a gun. Let me stop right here and just say, he contradicted himself a lot. Because how did you see the girl with the gun if you didn't see a gun? You understand what I'm saying? So it was like, child, did you see a gun or did you not see a gun? But he is adamant about the fact that the girl was fighting and that the girl had the gun first and that Tori was in the car when the gun started going off. That's what he said. They said, did you talk to Detective Stogner? He said, yeah. They said, did you describe the incident? He said, yeah. They said, did you tell Stogner who was fighting? Objection. He said, I remember speaking to the DA, the sergeant, the officer, and they said, were you being honest when you spoke with them? He said, yeah. They said, who was initially in the fight? They say the girls, and then the driver got out first, and then Tori got out after the shots. And they said, and you told my guy that same thing, right? He said, yeah. They said, who was fighting? The girls. And then they said, who did you initially see with the gun? Who initially had the gun? You saw the girl with the gun, right? He said yes. They said, and then Tori got out after the initial gunshots were fired to break it up. He said yes. They said in the driveway, the 3 of them were beating the girl. Listen to this. They say when Megan crawled over to the adjacent driveway, he said the 3 of them, that would be Kelsey, Quan, and Tori. He is accusing them of beating Megan to the point where he thought that they would kill her. He said that Megan was in the fetal position and that the bigger guy said the police coming. He said they picked the girl up and I thought that they was going to throw her in the motherfucking water. He said if they would have thrown her in the water, it was 12 to 15 feet deep. And he said, I thought that that's what they was about to do. I thought that they would kill her, but then they put her in the car and drove off. That is why I made the comment about the way that we're viewed. That is why. It sounds like to me they picked her up, and maybe you assume because it was niggas that they was finna throw the bitch overboard and try to kill her, but they went and put it in the car. So what made you think they would throw her in there? Did they walk over there and try to throw her in there, or did you just see them pick her up? Okay. So they put in the car and drove off. He said he was awakened when they were arguing. So he did not, see them get out the car, but he saw Kelsey get out the car for this fight. He said Megan climbed back into the car and the passenger doors were open. He said the larger guy walked around to the front of the car. And then we go to cross-examination. They said the counselor asked you about the 911 call, and what did you say? He said that there was a violent attack and that they were beating girls, and they gave an objection. They came back and they brought the question again. He said they were beating the girls. Yes, that's what I said. Now get this. Don't let them leave this part out. He said, that is what I said on the phone call because that's what they were doing at the time. He said at that time when I called 911, they were hitting her. They were beating the girl.
They were all fussing.
And they were all fussing and beating the girl. He said, so, that's what happened. And they said, you testified about a short guy getting out of the back, right? Yes. When the small guy got out, they all fought. He said that, he got out and he was shouting a lot. They were all shouting. They said, didn't you tell us, quote, the chap in the car was firing the gun? He said, yes. He said, but they were all fighting. He said, I saw the short guy shoot all over everywhere, about 4 to 5 shots, and then they played the audio. Now, this is where my problem comes in at. You said that you didn't see a gun, and you said that Kelsey initially, fired the gun. There were only 5 shots fired. So what the hell have you heard, and what the hell is going on?
Damn.
Would be my question.
I gotta go.
So,
Hey, ma'am, I really like that song, Wet Ass Pussy. It's really great.
you like what? What song you like?
Wet Ass Pussy.
Who I look like to you?
Megan Thee Stallion.
You think I sing that song?
Yeah.
I don't.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. God. Well, hey, I'm usually thinking about Frank Sinatra.
Okay, I know that's right, but that's okay. She's a beautiful girl.
Hey, geez, I
All right.
did.
Okay. No, I don't sing that song.
Really?
Yeah, wop, wop, wop. Just some wet ass pussy.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that ain't me. I'm coming up with a mixtape, though.
All right, well, hey, I'll look for it then.
I'm not Mr. Elevator.
I'm embarrassed, I'm sorry.
No. People mistake people for other people all the time. It's fine, sir. And I like Frank Sinatra, too.
Yeah, well, you got something there.
Okay.
You gotta do something, but hey.
Okay. I know that's fine. You have a good day.
Thank you, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. When I tell you, you cannot make this shit up. Are you kidding me? I didn't even catch what he said at first. All I heard was pussy.
Yeah, he said, I like that song. You like your song, the Wet Ass Pussy. I'm like, what?
He's seen them
Look,
titties.
all that.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, woo. So, when the small guy got out of the car, they all fought. And he got out and he was shouting a lot, and they was all shouting. He said, didn't you say that the chap in the car was firing the gun? He said, yeah, but they was all fighting. And he said, I saw the short guy shooting all over the place with his hands up, just shooting all over the place, about 4 or 5 shots. Once again, let's be logical. Babe, only 5 shots were fired. So how the fuck was Torres still in the car when Kelsey started firing, but he shot 4 or 5 shots? Be logical. And this is why this witness, I just feel like, babe, you're not making sense to me. I mean, what the fuck happened? So, well, because the man doesn't have a point of reference, they had to describe him as the short guy. They had to describe Kelsey as one of the young ladies that was shorter, and then the other guy as the tall guy. Okay? That's what they had to do because he don't have no point of reference. And they didn't even want defense referencing him as my client. So they made that very clear. He said, I saw the short guy shoot all over everyone. So they played the audio of the gunshots. The gunshots went as followed. Pop, 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 pause, pop, pop. All right. I saw the short guy shoot. Okay, I already read that. They said you saw the short guy, and this is what you heard after they played the audio. He said, yeah. He said, I told them that he shot multiple times and that she fell out the car and was bleeding and crawling and stumbling. They said, you thought that you saw a female shooting inside the car. Ain't that what you said? He said, yes. He said, but my son was with me and I was worried about my son. He was the one who ended up finding the last cartridge case. And he said, but I never saw a gun. So if you never saw a fucking gun, nigga, how the fuck you saw Tori shooting a gun 5 times? What the fuck are you talking about? Please. They thought, let this man go home, because this is botched. He said, didn't you say, I see what appears to be the girl shooting into the car? Yes. Quote, he was shooting and she was just kicking and she crawled across the street into a ball. They said, what did Tori say as he fired the gun? This man said it was a torrent of abuse. They were saying, motherfucker this, motherfucker that. He said, but it was all of them. He said, but Tori was going crazy and he was agitated. Here go, Ken Barbie. He was going crazy. Child, he said, yeah, he was going crazy. That fit his narrative. And then they were done and they wanted a redirect. Okay. Mr. Kelly, they said you spoke with my guy on January 5th, 2021, right? And you talked to the prosecution's people in September 2021. He said, yeah. And you agreed that you spoke to police and said that my client was in the car when shots were initially fired. He said, yes. And when you saw that muzzle flash closer to Kelsey, my client was in the car. He said, yes. I'm using my client loosely, just so y'all know, but referencing Tori. They said, didn't you say that when he got out the car that he tried to get the gun from the other girl? He said, yes, that's what I said. He said, when you first heard the gun and saw the muzzle flash, that was near the woman, correct? He said, yes. He said, you said you never saw a gun, right? He said, yeah, he had something, but I just saw him like waving his hands around. And he said it was just all this fighting and yelling and the girls was fighting and he just got out cussing. They said, who did you see fire the first shot? The witness said, the girl.
Yes.
Let them hoes tell you what the fuck they want to tell you. That's what that man said. He said he initially, what? It's 3 people sitting right here. They talking about that's not what was said. You's a motherfucking lie.
What? I'm sorry.
No, you fine. No, I'm putting somebody that just got blocked. But I'm telling you exactly what was said. But you knew that already. So if you feel like you identify more with them, go over there. Because I'm gonna tell you what I saw and what I wrote down. But and I want y'all to hear from other people as well, so y'all can get into what they heard. But if have I been wrong yet, you guys?
No.
Okay.
You got the same notes.
Okay. So then they do a recross. They said, this prosecution now, was your interview recorded when we did it? He said, I don't know. They said, did he tell you the interview was recorded? He said, absolutely not. They said, would that be important to you? He said, yeah, I would want to know that I was, being recorded. They said, did you say that Tori was outside of the vehicle when the shit went down? He said, yeah. He said, did you say that all of them were out of the vehicle when the shots was fired? He said, yeah. So don't they contradict his last statement where he said that Tori was in the car? That's why I'm not fooling with this. They said, when was the first time that you said it was a girl? He said, in the beginning. He said, on the 911 call, did you mention a girl? He said, no. They said, when you spoke to Officer Diaz, did you mention a girl? He said, no. But at the time, I didn't realize I was being recorded. What significance does that bear? And for me, they were trying to establish that he didn't mention a girl until he met with the defense. So they're trying to paint a picture that you basically changed your story because you went over here to do this and talk to them. Now, they went to the bench and they said that we could go to lunch. And that is what happened, okay? So, yeah, I'm going to pass my phone and I'm going to let them tell you how they feel about this and what they saw, okay? Okay, that's what's happening.
All right. Okay. So, hey y'all, my name is Jasmine Jameson. I am also covering this case, and when I tell you this is what we are hearing is definitely contradicting, and it's a fact. I think before all this started, it's a fact that Megan and Kelsey got into a fist fight. Something that they both testifying on the stand saying they didn't get into no fist fight. And the fact that Megan was in the car kicking, they was pulling each other hair, they was on all this shit. And I'm gonna be real, this shit done terrified this damn man and traumatized this man. He don't know how to feel about us, okay? So when I say this man is contradicting himself, he's going back and forth, he's not remembering certain shit, but remember certain shit. He saw a gun, did see a gun. He did say that he thought and hoped that he was seeing fireworks, not a gun. When he saw he saw the sparks from the gun, he keeps saying, "I thought that it was fireworks." And of course, he said, "I saw the girl shoot the gun first." It was not Tori that shot the gun first, according to him. It was the girl who shot the gun first because Tori was still sitting in the car. And after
And that
those,
makes me feel like I was just trying to protect my girl.
yeah, but what happened was
Okay.
the man said, I saw the girl shoot the gun first, and then the guy was still in the car, but the guy got out of the car, and then of course we can all also hear on the audio that's when the more shots rang out. But he's saying now that, I saw the guy shooting like 4 or 5 shots, and it was just going all, he was all crazy and just shooting all over the place. But that's not what he had previously said. So anywho, y'all, this is really a shit show at this moment. And we gonna just keep y'all updated. Y'all know Milagro doing the damn thing, keep y'all updated. And I'm gonna be real, she really keeping y'all updated on what the fuck is going
You
on.
don't trust the audio.
And so yeah, I'm gonna pass this phone. You want this?
Did you
Oh,
want to
you
say
want
something?
to? Oh, we got somebody else that's here too. That's going.
He gonna look like a girl on that filter.
Oh, okay. We gonna pass the phone and let y'all know what's really going on too. So.
What's good? That's good. My name is Marquisha. So I just wanted to say the most important thing about the case is that you have to stick to the facts. And so we're going by testimony. So if Megan and Kelsey said that they lied about the fight, that directly goes against what this whole trial is about. So if Megan and Kelsey...
Go ahead.
If Megan and Kelsey was fighting, that gives Kelsey motive to have picked up the gun.
Exactly.
And that is the biggest thing here.
What EJ said yesterday, didn't he bitch yesterday that he saw something that looked like a gun, but just
Yes,
went ahead
EJ
and
did say yesterday that he's seen something that looks like a gun
But
in
he
Kelsey's
checked the
bag.
stuff on top of
And I
it.
think this is important to note. It was inconclusive on the gun for DNA, but on the magazine, Tory was ruled out. So that means that gun could not have been Tory's because he wasn't loading it. And if Tory didn't have that gun or have knowledge of that gun, only the person who had knowledge of that gun could have picked that gun up. And I think that's the biggest part of this. Tory could never have reached for a gun that he did not know was there. And that's all I had to say about it. How can you reach for a gun that you don't know is there? The gun was found around what we confirmed to be Kelsey's stuff from EJ. So I think these are things that white media is not covering enough.
Exactly. And,
All facts. Oh, y'all gonna
Go ahead,
I don't need to say nothing. All I want to say is I don't believe the audio. The audio don't sound real as heck. Because if you have people shooting a gun and they out there cussing and yelling, you will hear them cussing and yelling too in the audio. You don't hear nothing but just gunshots going off. It ain't real.
Oh wow.
I think they made that up.
Okie dokie. We're back. My titties are still big. And see, this is what's going on. So y'all go get y'all news from wherever y'all want to, and they gonna tell y'all whatever they want to. But I done told you exactly what was said in the courtroom like I've been doing. If I wanted to keep details, bitch, I wouldn't have told you shit that I felt like was damning to, particular sides. But I'm telling you everything. If Megan got jumped by the other 3, why wouldn't you acknowledge that?
neither one of them. Nobody.
Nobody acknowledged it, but why wouldn't Megan say that? Why wouldn't you come and say that? Okay, they said Megan Cunham said something completely different. Child. And I think that the defense could have did a better job with him. But then what do you do with somebody that's contradicting them damn selves? Like what? And could they have been restraining her? Like, I don't know. He contradicted himself.
Because first he was saying that Tori was helping, then he said they
Yeah.
was all fighting. So, dude, they helping?
And let me tell you why this is still a win. You can let Megan Cunham or whoever else say what the fuck they want to say. Let me tell you why this is still a win. Because that ain't what Megan said happened. Nah, check that. That's not what Megan said happened. That's not what the fuck Kelsey said. And they said so the whole time it was Tori protecting a black woman. That's what it sounds like to me. Yep. A bitch pulled a gun and started firing. They whole bitch. Let me just speculate. Bitch, you got me fucked. He said that they let them fight for a while. But when a gun got pulled and them shots went off, oh, bitch, what the fuck is you doing with the whoop? You gonna spring into action. You gonna stop that shit. You gonna try to separate them. Remember Kelsey said she got picked up like a rag doll? Yep. I believe that. I believe that was the violent separation that man was talking about. I believe that he probably yanked the fuck out that hoe to pick her the fuck up. Hell no, hell no, hell no. This story about the 3 of them beating on Megan, maybe the bitch is 5'11". Maybe they was trying to get her in the car. Does that make sense to y'all? Maybe he was trying to get the bitch in the car. She big. If the bitch fighting back and they got a da-da-da-da-da. They said her mom said Tori was shooting a gun. That is what the man said, but that's not all he said.
Exactly.
So I just need everybody to go over everything that he said. That's all. That's all. Because what he said was a girl had the gun first.
And she
Tori
shot it
was still in the
first.
car when that first shot got fired and whoop de whoop de whoop. That's what he said. And if y'all want to pull court transcripts and run it, bitch, we can do it. Because I'm writing down everything. And I ain't stopped being thorough today. If I wanted to keep shit close to the chest, bitch, I wouldn't have told you half of what that nigga said because some of it was fucking condemning to, you know what I'm saying? So, bitch, I'm telling you everything that happened just like I have every other day. So, this is still a dub because at the end of the day, that's not what you said happened. You said that somebody shot you with the intent to shoot you. That's what you said happened. That's not what's being described. So, court is about not what you know, but what you can prove. And what have they proven? That is the question I'll leave you with. And the answer is what this young lady just said. Nothing. There is too much reasonable fucking doubt for this to be something that stands.
Everyone thinks this is a case of public opinion, but
And it's not.
It's an actual court case. So
It's
it
not.
doesn't matter what's being reported on the shade room or
It's
anything
not.
else.
And if the first gunshots, as he said, came from Kelsey, maybe her hand was still on the trigger while he was trying to get it away from her.
Because remember he said the guy got out the car and trying to, it basically intervene with Kelsey.
Right. Somebody said, damn, so Tori did shoot her? You're not listening.
They ain't heard nothing.
The man said that Tori was shooting all over everyone, but he also said that Kelsey shot first. How did Tori shoot 4 or 5 shots when it was only 5 shots fired if Kelsey shot first? And we heard pop, 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 pause, pop, pop. What I'm surmising is pop, pop, pop is Kelsey. Bitch, you got me fucked up. Pop, pop, pop. Bitch, what you doing?
he
Pause.
ran
Try to get it real quick. And the gun go off 2 more times and it missed him trying to get it.
Yep. And they damn near was like this. Remember the defense came and said, what if he
Right.
come in and-
What if he, and they did ask the expert, if he went over there and had tried to get it from her, could that be why there was gunshot residue?
Yes.
Yeah. So, babe, this wasn't no slam dunk for the damn prosecution. I do think that the defense could have done a better job in their line of question, just to outline, certain things and just make it clear, because this witness was all over the place. The prosecution even said, I'm trying to get a foundation with you, and I'm trying, because you said this, but then you said this. So, y'all are going to leave with what you want to. I told you what it was, and that's just that, baby. So, talk to y'all later, tell y'all what happens after the second half. Whew. And that's it. They said, what the mixtape gonna be called? Bitch, never ever. Bitch, I ain't doing no motherfucking mixtape, child. So, they said, I'm so lost. Was Tori shooting or was the girl shooting?
Kelsey was shooting first.
He said Kelsey shot first.
And there was a struggle.
And
from
then,
what he assumed, and Tori was trying to grab the gun.
That's what he said. So don't leave out the part you don't like and keep what you want. That man said a lot of different things. He contradicted himself.
Exactly.
That's what I'm telling you. What does that say?
Sean Kelly. He says, what Sean Kelly
Choke, no joke. Y'all already know. Now this all makes sense. Now this all makes sense. Why Megan didn't want to say her and Kelsey was fighting. At the end of it, they still was trying to say, fellas, we got to pay attention. Because at the end of the day, the women trying to save each other and throwing the nigga under the bus and he ain't do nothing. Because they sleeping with behind each other's backs. They get into a fight. Kelsey Lee allegedly grabbed the green olive gun that I kept saying, no dude got no green gun. That's a girl gun. They got in the car, got out the car fight. Megan probably was getting the best of Kelsey. Kelsey went and got that flamer, allegedly. Thought, you think, girl, I'm from the real Houston. Pop, pop, pop. Tori jump out. Yo, what you doing? Grab the gun. Pop, pop. 2 more shots go off. They all panicking. Megan run over into the driveway on the floor. They like, yo, we got to get out of here before the cops come. We got to get in the car. Get in the car. Megan, no, hell no. That bitch shot me. That bitch shot me. No, I ain't get in the car, Megan. Get in the car for the cops come. They all go over there, in which that dude probably was assuming they was jumping her. All picked her up, dragged her in the car. They driving away. The police catch up with them. Boom. Megan tell a bullshit ass story that, oh, the George Floyd. So no, you didn't want to tell your girlfriend shot you. Not Tory, your girlfriend. Because you was wrong for sleeping with her man or her son or her dude. So you didn't want to tell the truth. Now we know why Desiree Perez gave Kelsey the 2-hour flight. Get out of here. Because Megan told her she had a fight with Kelsey. That's why Desiree and them wasn't messing with Kelsey. They knew the truth. It wasn't about Tory. This is why she couldn't go and see Megan at the hospital. Because they was fighting and she shot at her, allegedly. So Desiree and them they did the right thing. Yo, give her a ticket, get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Megan felt guilty for sleeping with Tory behind her back. That's why allegedly she paid for her a year for her to pay for her rent for a year because she was wrong in that. And it sparked a whole fight. They all drunk. It got out of hand. And then they're going to sit there and try to send the man to jail. So allegedly, being that Tory probably did have a gripe with Rock Nation because he didn't sign with them, they probably used that as the opportunity to spin it on his ass for payback, and it's blowing up in their face, allegedly. Megan need to go to jail for lying on, yo, Tory, you better sue the mother effing who's off of her. I'm telling you, you better sue the horseshoes off of her. You're right. They did boost Meg's whole career off of this. Now, just so y'all know, because Milagro is credible, but just so y'all know, I'm going to play the Lawyers for Workers, his views on what happened in the court today. All right. I'm also using his under fair use. Here's the copyright disclaimer. Okay. I'm using this under fair use.
I asked Mr. Good writers can't make this stuff up. Wait until you hear what the eyewitness testimony was this morning at the Tory Lanez. They asked Mr. Kelly, do you know why you're here? He said, absolutely. The defense attorney put up a picture of the back of his home. You could see a driveway. They had him draw a square where the SUV was parked. It was right on the curb of the back of his house, 10, 15 feet. His window is overlooking it. He stepped out onto his Juliet balcony and he watched for several minutes as Meg the Stallion and Kelsey, the two females, he didn't identify them by name, got out of the car and they were engaged in a fight. It was violent. It was quite aggressive. It started with arguing that woke him up in the middle of the night. Where his house is, often him and his son are woken up in the middle of the night by people who stop in and around the back of his home. This was another night, arguing, escalation, two women fighting. He watched the whole thing while standing on his balcony. Oh my God, it gets crazier. As he looked down on a fight that he described as quite violent, he then saw the larger gentleman, this is presumably the security guard Quan, come and violently try to separate them. Eventually, all four were involved in what he called an aggressive, everyone fighting, essentially just a melee, a free-for-all between four people in the middle of the night, right outside of his back window. He said at one point he saw one woman go back towards into the car. At that point, he saw a muzzle flash. Then he said there was a man, and after the first few shots from the woman came off, he saw the man getting involved with the woman and more shots went off. On cross-examination, the prosecutor asked him, "Did you see the man shoot?" He said, "Yes, I saw the shorter man with a gun shooting violently in the air at least 5 times. Okay, wait, what? That's not what you just testified. Then the defense attorney went back and asked him, "I thought you said you saw the woman and then you saw the man shoot." And he's like, "Yeah, you have to understand, it was just a crazy free-for-all and it all happened very quickly." And then he said the most shocking thing that has come out in this case, which is that after the shots went off, one woman crawled further away, that the 3 people then went over there and beat her violently while she was on the ground. They picked her up. They looked like they were going to drag her and throw her into the river. Instead, they dragged her across the street, put her in the car, and drove off. The prosecution, we're on lunch. The prosecution is going to come back, and basically they're trying to build the case that this witness is lying because he's intimidated by the defense, that he never said anything about the muzzle flash going off near Kelsey, and now he's saying all this because he's scared of telling the truth. We'll see how that comes out on direct. Here's a fact, though. He has been consistent about a couple things. One, the 2 women were outside that car fighting for several minutes. Escalated, started with an argument, then it got quite violent, and the security guard came out to try to separate them. The idea that the jury would credit Meg's testimony, which is just completely contradicted by this eyewitness, is highly unlikely. The prosecution has major work to do to save their case, which is absolutely on life support right now. Better than TV. Hollywood.
I know Megan Thee Stallion. Now we know why Megan Thee Stallion's bodyguard ain't show up. He ain't showing up to help Tory. He ain't showing up to help Megan. He don't want to have to go up there and tell how Megan and Kelsey was fighting, not Megan and Tory. That's why he hiding. Well, he ain't hiding, but that's why he not showing up to be there for them, because his testimony is damaging to Megan, not to Tory. Megan said she was arguing with Tory. Tory said, "Dance, bitch," and shot at her and all this stuff. No, you and Kelsey was fighting, and Kelsey and the guy yesterday, the stylist, EJ, said Kelsey could potentially have had a gun in her bag. He seen something that could have been a gun. You know damn well he knew that was a gun. A nigga know a gun when he see a gun. I don't care what hood you from. Gay, straight, you know a gun when you see a gun. Now you might not want to, he might not have one to straight out tell and be like, "Yeah, Kelsey had a gun in there." But you know, he's not packing the bags and going through their bags and doing all this stuff and not see a gun. You can tell clothes in a bag and metal or some heavier or 5-pound weight or 3-pound weight in a bag with some clothes. You can tell that. Come on, man. And what dude wants an olive green gun? Boy. Woo, baby. It's over. This one's over. The jury is going to be, I give them 3 hours. 3 to 5 hours tops. Not guilty. Not guilty. Yo. We thought Megan was a liar when it came to Did I sleep with Tori? You mean sexual? No. I'm appalled, Gail. You think I would sleep with that little midget? Oh, the Lucky Charms midget? Oh, you mean sexual, Gail? You mean like intimate? Megan. Megan. I mean like did y'all bump and grind, Megan? Megan, did y'all bump and grind? What the little midget? That girl's a liar, dog. That girl got on the stand and said that her and Kelsey didn't have a fight. They said some words, which did not explain a patch of your hair getting pulled out. What dude is sitting there fighting with a girl and he grabbing her hair first? She would have black eyes, bruised up face, bruised up chest. Oh, he would have been punching. He would not been reaching for no goddamn hair. That's women fighting. When a woman got a patch of hair pulled out her head, that is jealousy from the bald-headed chick. The bald-headed chick is always going for the chick that got hair to pull her hair out because she's been watching her get them doobies and them Dominican blowouts, and her hair be long and flowing. I want to just pull your goddamn hair out. I got to keep wearing these nappy ass wigs. I got these little cornrows and my going back in my head with this little bit of hair I got, looking like I got stitches going in the back. They got them attaching them a wig to these stitches. You know how that hurt. These little ass braids I got, these little braids, they looking like stitches. And they got them trying to clip this goddamn wig on this little head, and you want to come out here and tell me I don't need no wig, and you flowing and blowing your wig. Girl, I don't like you. I don't like you. That's the first thing Megan went for. Her goddamn hair. Big as Megan is. Megan supposed to duff that out with her big ass. Boop, boop. That's why she was kicking. She was doing that horse kick. She was kicking the shit out Kelsey, boy. Horse kicking Kelsey. Kelsey went and got the flamer. Like, oh, we gonna put this horse down tonight. We gonna have some glue in this bitch. Bam, bam, bam. Tori, no. Wait, we can get some hair. We can make some hair out of that horse. Let's get the hair first before you kill it. No, get off the cut, Tori. Bam, bam. No, don't kill a horse. Man, we could get some Elmer's glue. We could turn this horse in, girl. What you do? You gonna kill it? Oh, man. At least let's drop off at the butcher and get the steaks, man. Kelsey, shots fired. Now I want to listen to shots fired. Let's look up the lyrics to shots fired. Kelsey, shots fired. Let's see what the lyrics say here. Damn, where is... Here we go. Where's the lyrics? Oh no. Megan got the song called Shots Fired. Right? Let's yo. She like look what Megan said, y'all. On this, yo, this girl's such a liar, man. Oh my god, yo. Look, this is on her song. On Shots Fired, Megan seemingly dissed Tory over beat that predominantly samples Notorious Big Who Shot You. You shot a 5'10" bitch with the deuce talking about bones and tendons like them bullets weren't pellets. Megan raps on the track, a pussy nigga with a pussy gun in his feelings. Okay, he in the back seat and he keep calling me a bitch. He a bitch. We all know this shit. I could have came back with little ass nigga. No, sorry. That ain't even it. Where's Kelsey join that? What the hell? What's the name of Kelsey's joint? Who was it? Kelsey Nicole? Oh, busting back. Okay, here. That is it. Here you go. I don't know if y'all want to hear it? Let's hear it. Okay. It don't sound as good as it did when I first heard it. All right. Here go the lyrics right here, y'all. Who I'm taking shots at, bitch. I'm busting you. Brat. Get money. Ain't that a confession right there? Who am I? Who I'm taking shots at? Bitch, I'm busting you. Brat. Get money. I'm talking to the same bitch that crashed that boat on 42. It's a shame we here today, truth be told, is because of you. Couldn't control your little feelings. Look what dick is costing you. It was all good, yeah, about a week ago. Shout out to Bobby Schmurder, but this bitch is really tweaking, bro. If I was the one with the gun, you would have heard about a murder. R.I.P. Said her back was turned, but that girl know who really hurt her. I ain't hurt you, bitch. Never been a jealous friend, and the people really know it. Nah, I never been. If you would have kept it silent, then I would have been told it. See, I really thought I knew you. Thought you would keep it G. If you want to talk gangster, bitch, I'm really from the street. Imagine lying to the DA saying I took hush money. Put a muzzle on your friends. Y'all acting like some crash dummies. Got my chain snatched. Damn, here you go lying. To be an A-list celebrity, you do too much trying. Where I get this money from? Bitch, you knew I was a hustler. Way she did 1501, she should have knew I couldn't trust her. Protect black women, huh? But you sending threats to me? Damn. I thought you was solid. Now the joke's on me. Damn, I ain't want to have to do this, but you steady shooting shots. Brat, brat. Dad said if I spoke about that sex tape, Dad said if I spoke that a sex tape could drop. Was never supposed to be against each other. This is what y'all made it. I wonder who Desiree Perez got a sex, Desiree Perez got a sex tape of Kelsey. Who she got a sex tape with Kelsey with? Or do Megan got the sex tape? And Daz was saying, yo, we'll drop it. It was never supposed to be against each other. This is what y'all made it, huh? I'ma still live it up. Yeah, I know y'all really hate it, huh? Sucking dick behind my back. Who really on their knees? Woo! You an overachiever. All you do is suck seeds. Woo! Claiming you a pimp, huh? But you slipping on your macking. Damn. Are you lying to your label? Do they really know what happened? No. Who shot you? Because you know it wasn't me. I was 10 downs whenever you had beef. It's a goddamn shame all you had to do was clear your best friend's name. Yep. All you had to do was keep it real and stay the same, huh? But you switched up on me for money and the fame. Who shot you? The olive green gun bandit. Thanks for the super chat, Natalie. I appreciate you, love. Oh, it's a wrap, y'all. It is a total wrap. It is a total wrap. Well, they back in court right now. So when they come back out, we're going to find out what happened. I will be back. You know, I might even be back with the Young Thug case, depending. But choke no joke, y'all already know what it is, man. We on top of it, the current events. You know what it is. Much love. I'll be back a little later. All right? One love. Eat it. You gonna give me a beat after this one? I never thought that you would cry me, go against me, and backstab me. Third eye is strong, word is bond. Put you on the fakes, and now you won. I gave you support, and you play me. For those who play with butt, yeah, I'm talking Breakfast Club, Revolt, whatever. All I know is birds of a feather. Hang with those that they hate. Once the realness, now you fake, and I see through you. What you gonna do when they book you and your Duke shoot? I know you think I'm expose you. This ain't no threat, take it personal. Choke no joke. 2023, it's on me. You hear me? 2023 is on me. They say why I don't come around the game, cause all y'all do is undercover gay, and I don't play those fucking games. Yo, stop the track, I'm fucking Slay. Rest in peace, K. Slay, man. Let's get to the next one. They counted me out, cause I didn't wanna get down. Niggas talking about God there. What God? What God are you talking about? Say his name. This nigga went Eric Benet. Now the baddest girl won't show her face. You know your ass in the way when she show up to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And you ain't even say her name, lame. You better, said Dame. In the streets, we call you roadblock. Nigga, you shot. Nigga, you block rocks. Like when Chris was about to pop. Like MJ moonwalking like Spock. You abuse your power facts. You killed and thought that's black. Tariq, you kill the weeds, not the seeds that grow the trees. And as long as you alive, Dame should have a milli. Fuck you mean bleed. Nigga, don't get me started. You know I'm retarded and lion-hearted. You flipped on your peeps for those peoples in them white sheets. Like you pro-black. We pass nil and how you shit on cap. Nigga, you got the check. The pros went back. And that's no cap. Leaving cap with no salary cap. Your son said you his dad, and you never threw him a pass. Watching his siblings in the stands, say lips, say no, say hands. You say the kid is not your son, they call you Hov, it must be immaculate conception. Immaculate conception. What? Joke, no joke. 2023, it's all me. You hear me? Choked it. Choked it. You already know what it is. Let's go. Yo, Kanye, you better stop playing with Jesus Christ too. You get it next. Don't think we forgot about the devil in the red dress. You'll get dressed next. Yeah, I already smoked you once in quad. You'll get it too.